Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode, episode 11, Red Flag Podcast. How are you doing, Shay?
I'm good, man. Sometimes it's hard to believe we've come this far. 11 whole episodes. Bro. Yeah.
Should have said something on 10, but I guess we'll say it now.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate everyone that's been listening, following us. And yeah, we'll keep bringing you guys content every week. How you doing, man?
Stay strong. I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. On holiday. So this was a tough episode to get done. Uh, gotta love our followers and make sure that they have content to consume. So yes, it's been good. Good.
Nice. Anyway, so I guess we can just get straight into it, starting from NFL Week 13. Um, yeah, Thanksgiving week in the US and hard games from Wednesday all through the all through the weekend. So the Bears lost 2023 against the Detroit Lions. And yeah, I mentioned something to Yimika after that game and like essentially like I've never seen clock management that bad. Like they did not need
So
to
the
lose the
club
game.
management.
They didn't need to lose the game in the manner they did, like with what, like 30
This is
seconds left on the clock. They had a timeout and still did not manage to get a field goal out before like the before time ran out. Like I wasn't surprised they fired the head coach the next day. Like yeah, moving on. Um the
But I
Cowboys.
mean, I hear what you're saying,
Okay.
like bad situation. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, sure, sure.
But this just I also mentioned this to you. This is putting their newly drafted quarterback into a tough position. I know they kept their offensive coordinator, giving some type of consistency, but before Caleb Williams, they drafted Fields high in the draft. The first season, they got rid of the head coach and the full back office staff, got a new person, got rid of him again. And by the third year, they were already looking to move on from Fields, which is what they did to trade him away to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Chicago's just following the same pattern. You got to build consistency of play. And funny enough, the Lions on the opposite side of the ball, with the coach, when they hired him, they had like 2, 3 seasons where I think they had like 2, 3 wins. But he built the culture, built the momentum, the style of play, and they got players, and that's why they're as good as they are right now because they started getting players to play like the Lions and less like just some default manner of being good. Uh, just seems like it's a repeat of the cycle. Is all I'm saying.
I was surprised. I was surprised like the actually did it, but at the same time, like, I wasn't surprised because, I mean, it just felt like it had been a that's a long time coming. But yeah, we hope we hope they find someone that can continue to aid Caleb Williams in his development. And yeah, good luck to Bears fans really. Um, the other Wednesday game, Cowboys continue their mini resurgence, knocking off the New York Giants to get their first home win of the season, 27-20. Um, the Packers beat the Dolphins 30-17. Um, the Chiefs played on Friday, beating the Raiders 19-17 at Arrowhead Stadium. Yeah, there's no team luckier than the Chiefs. Like, I've just accepted. I've accepted. I've told you guys here before. Once Taylor Swift is at Arrowhead Stadium watching the Chiefs, I don't see. Even if the Chiefs have lost, the scoreboard will not reflect it. Something like they just can't lose. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to start my conspiracy theories. I'll just. I've accepted. I've accepted. Like they are just that good and cannot lose at Arrowhead when Taylor Swift is watching. Moving on. Um, the Chargers beat the Falcons 17-13. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Bengals 44-38 in what was a very good game for Russell Wilson. Recently turned 36, showing all of his quality against Joku and his Bengals. The Vikings beat the Cardinals 22-23. The Colts beat the Patriots 25-24. Um, Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets lost 26-21 against Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Third straight game that Aaron Rodgers has not completed up to 200 yards passing.
Did he throw a pick?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I just think it's time for that guy to think about retiring. I think it's really time for him to just hang up his boots. I think he's going to have one of like the most
He turned
dramatic
41
like
today, by the
downturn.
way. He turned 41 today.
Yeah, he's definitely done. Most dramatic decline in their later stages of their career because he really should have left Green Bay earlier if he wanted to leave. But when he now finally left, it was kind of like what yeah, I just think he's ruined his whole reputation. He's still going to be Hall of Fame quarterback, but I really don't think he's as good as a lot of people make him to be. That's just my own take.
Bro, he was 2 of 14 on passes of 10 plus yards. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing, bro? Like, should just call it a day. Like, honestly, turns
But
41
again,
today.
the
Happy,
Jets,
happy
another
birthday
team
to him,
where
but not a
they
good
don't like to
outing
go
for the Jets.
through the pain of losing to become better. And I was talking a little bit about the Lions, and I went to go look up their stats. With Dan Campbell, when he started, I remember this, they were like 0-10-1. So they didn't win any game. They lost 10 games and they tied one game his first season.
Yeah,
Then the second season, they had like a 1-6 start. So they won only game, they lost six. Then they turned it around towards the end, finishing 9-8. That was sort of like the upswing. That 9-8
yeah,
is what they carried into the new season. Started it 8-2. That's the one where they went to the NFC Championship last season.
yeah. Last
Then
year,
they've carried on that momentum again. But
yeah,
it's like you have to go through the process of sucking and actually like wanting to become better and giving the person who is the coach or the person who is supposed to change the culture time to do that. But if you just it's not working out, change. It's not like football where you just get a bounce for 1, 2, 3 games. Like you have to instill your whole culture downwards, and that takes time. So good luck to the Jets.
yeah, for sure. Good luck to them. Um, I won't be surprised if they get Justin Fields next year. I won't be surprised.
Bro, again, that would be trying to like sort of like paint over the cracks, a bandage on what is like a infectious
Oh, I'm
wound.
not, I'm not, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying I
No, I
won't be
know.
surprised.
I think he's been linked with them because I think Pittsburgh might keep Russell Wilson, and
Yeah,
obviously this guy's not going to want to be backup for anybody. So uh, it makes sense, but at the same time, what makes sense is them starting out fresh and figuring out what are the core pieces, then looking to add a quarterback after they've built those core pieces. Your Sauce Gardner hasn't played well this season. Your Garrett Wilson hasn't really come alive. And again, we know Rodgers hasn't played well either. Their defense, which was one of their staples, hasn't really been shutting down. I know they have some big ass Williams guy as their D tackle.
they have
Haven't really
two of
heard
them,
him.
bro. They have
Yeah.
two Williams brothers, Quincy and
So
Quinn.
they're not shouting on all levels that need to be. I mean, we talked a little bit about this, the running game. Yeah, they have Hall and they got another guy in the draft, but um, I don't think they're a quarterback away from becoming a title challenger. I think they need to do a little bit of resetting and then he can look to add that final piece. But yeah, it's just not a plug and play situation.
Fair enough. Jaden Daniels and his commanders go back to winning ways after the freak outing against the Cowboys. Um, they beat the Titans 42-19. Um, CJ Stroud and the Texans beat the Jaguars 23-20. In a game where this Shire guy like just flattened Trevor Lawrence in his first game back from a shoulder injury, like got ejected from the game. Like it was quite a mess. Trevor Lawrence couldn't continue after that, out with a concussion. Don't know how many games he's going to miss as a result of that. Um, wish him a
Took out
recovery,
good.
bro. Like honestly, was it like people say yes, the quarterbacks should like slide early, blah blah blah, but honestly, that guy could have avoided that hit. If we are being real, that guy could have avoided hitting him the way he did. Like I'm not
I
picking
definitely wanted
sides.
to lead the
I'm
ball.
just like being fair, like just looking at it from an objective point of view. Like, yes, the quarterback can slide earlier, but come on, you don't have to do that. Like, and that guy kind of has a rep. The Alshari guy has a rep for being a dirty guy, so I'm not really surprised he did what he did. Well, yeah, moving on. The Rams beat the Saints 21-14. The Bucks needed overtime to beat the Panthers 26-23. The Eagles beat the Ravens
Youngest corner
24-17. I'm going to let
turning up a
Yimika
little.
keep it.
So I
I'm
was
going to
just
let
giving
Yimika.
Bryce Young a shout out. Like I saw the
Okay.
drives towards the end of the game where he really helped march his team down. And we all know the Panthers are pretty sorry when it comes to like
Yeah.
skill positions. Like they literally mortgage their future just to get the Bryce Young. So again, he's someone that they're giving time, they're allowing to be coached and learn the process of being a quarterback. So I think he has
I
potential.
think the
Like you
benching. I
initially
think the
said.
benching was good for him. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, benching is not as bad as people make it seem. I think it just allows you to focus on one, v- visualizing like the plays so that you can figure out what to do in those situations. And he
Yeah.
definitely did a little bit of that, talking to Dalton to figure out, reads and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, on to the Eagles.
Yeah. Talk about your
So
boys.
I only got to watch the first half, like live. Um, South Africa is like 7 hours ahead of the US. So every game here is just so much later than it should be. Um, but for me, after that first half, I was pretty confident because of our defense. Again, I think personally, I feel more relaxed when the Eagles defense is playing really well. Like their secondary, their D line, and all those levels are sort of collaborating to be competitive. And I knew that they were going to have a bit of struggle with Lamar, but I could tell that his skill players were not going to be much of an issue. Um, weren't really breaking free, weren't really getting easy open passes. It was really Lamar scrambling around, and I think there was one throw where he threw it back to Z Flowers, and it was like a broken up place. Like there's not going to be too much of that. Like our D line will get to you, or our corners will stay with your receivers, and it proved true. So I just watched the highlights before this, and even though the scoreline looks close, like the game was over by the fourth quarter. Like it was 24-12, with, with like what five, like yeah, with like 5-6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Like there was no way the Ravens scored in the last minute of the game. So
Hmm.
it wasn't really a close game as we thought it was going to be. So yeah, our Eagles keep looking good. Um,
So
no turnover from Hurts. Saquon 100 plus yards again, showing who the real king is. The Kings sort of self-proclaim
nice,
themselves,
nice,
and
nice.
they have all these court gestures
Nice,
to sing along to it, but the true
nice, nice.
royalty is, is born, is knighted, and then when everybody hears about him coming back home, there's like a, cheer for the true prince, the return of,
Nice.
yeah, we all know who he is. We all know who he is. But again, I'm not
Are you
getting
done? Are
myself
you done
ahead of it.
rambling?
I just,
Are you done rambling?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
great. Um, nice. So, I didn't watch the whole game. I caught bits and pieces of the game, right? Up until the point where like I figured, okay, this is how the game is going to go, and then I stopped. Um, so the Chiefs can win without Mahomes having his best game. The Eagles can win without Jalen Hurts having his best game. The Lions can win without Jared Goff having his best game. But the Ravens, so far this season, have shown that if Lamar is not Clark Kent, Superman, like they are going home with an L on that given day. Like it is why I said I don't really know how they are going to end up winning like the AFC championship, not to talk of like even winning the Super Bowl, right? Like Mama
Mm.
didn't play his best game, and if you look at his numbers, like his numbers were not bad, right? Like
I was about
most
to say he still
average,
played
most
well.
most average quarterbacks like in the league will
He
be
just didn't
happy
have a perfect
with,
QBR rating.
yeah, like most average quarterbacks in the NFL will be happy with those numbers. Like that is that's the level that guy is playing at like every week, right? And even him, like if you heard his press conference after, like he wasn't happy with himself. Like he knew he could have done better. Like he said that the team, like everybody will leave that field knowing that they left something out there. Like they could have come out with better. Like you are saying the game wasn't that close, but me watching it, I literally saw Justin Tucker miss a PAT, miss two field goals. Like the Ravens were 9-0 ahead, right? Like it could have been 10 if that guy didn't miss the PAT. Like ignore that PAT. Like you guys were leading 14-12 at some point. This guy missed two field goals, bro. Like,
Yeah, 7 points on the board.
bro, that is a momentum killer. Like, it's a like 7 points is a whole touchdown and PAC complete.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it kills momentum. Like, if we are being real,
Yeah,
like
Tucker
if we are being
has
real,
had a pretty bad season, and he's one of the most consistent kickers in the
every
league.
game,
So
every game he has missed a field goal this season, they've lost. When he hasn't missed a field goal, they've won. Like, I don't think it's
yeah.
coincidence. Like, honestly, like, I've never played this sport, so I cannot pretend like I know what they are going through. But me just watching, I can tell that those things kill. Like it literally, like you can't tell me that thing doesn't bring down your vibe. Like you can't tell me it doesn't like demoralize you. But
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't want to.
like you
I
said,
don't want to talk. I don't want to talk too much about the game, right? Like the Eagles won and they deserve to win, no doubt, no doubt. But you guys are still not going to play the Lions this regular season. And I really like, I felt this game was going to give me a good read on, okay, can you guys, like, really, like, knock out Lions if you face them? And uh, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced. Like,
yeah, and you don't have to be convinced
on
because
yesterday's
no,
stream, I'm not convinced.
because I would rather
I
that be
still worry
the
for you guys.
I would rather
I
that be the
still, I still worry.
narrative because once we get the um when we're no longer the underdog, we sort of allow that to get into our heads, and that doesn't allow us to play
Bro,
well.
you
So I
guys are
like
you are not the underdog against the Lions, guys. Like you guys
we
are
are
two
definitely
of
underdogs.
bro, you guys are two of the
We're
best teams
definitely
in the NFC. Don't
we're definitely
don't
we're definitely still
don't
considered
put the
underdogs.
Eagles down.
No,
Why?
I'm just
Because
telling you, bro.
okay,
Like,
okay, they have a better record. Yes, they have a better record.
yes,
Like right now, they're the number one seed, right? I guess.
and they all
Right.
their players are a little bit hotter. Like their wide receivers hot, running backs hot.
But
Their defense has been
nobody is hotter than Saquon Barkley. You know, you literally just said
no,
it.
but I'm saying they have two guys that are legit like hot.
Yes.
Like we have one guy, so if they shut down Saquon, that's it. Also, we have to shut down Montgomery and Gibbs. So it's like two efforts. So if Gibbs is not having a game, Montgomery can have a game.
Yeah, but
Like
there are
that's the
injuries on
issue.
defense. There are injuries on defense can like
And so,
come
but I'm still saying that
ahead.
they have one of the most takeaways in the league. So
Fair
there are
enough.
things that they're doing well that we are yet to be on par with. We're doing other things well, but I will still
Bro,
say that the
like
Lions
your
are
secondary,
favorite.
your defensive secondary for me, like pound for pound, like I can't split them, man. Like I can't split them. Like those your
Hey,
white boys are balling. I can't even lie. those guys
but
are
one
balling.
got hurt, so
Those guys are balling.
um, what's his name again? The safety, not Dejean.
Blankenship,
Uh,
Blankenship,
Blankenship. Yeah, yeah. But I don't know how long he's hurt for.
when he was trying to tackle who he could not tackle. I'm not saying anything.
That's Dejean. Dejean is the
Oh,
one that made the tackle.
no, like there was one where this guy was emotional on that Blankenship tried to like actually do it and good
But
luck
that's
to him.
why Dejean learned. He was like, he wasn't trying to lay the boom. He literally went slow and picked him up and took him down. Like that's
Bro,
a takedown. That's, that's
even
the
if that was
stuffer.
a 300 plus pound offensive tackle, that tackle will still have gone the same way. That stop will still have been made that same way. Like I'm telling you, it's different when somebody is like in full stride and when the person is trying to like he didn't even like make the grab at once. Like he bobbled it a bit. Like he wasn't set.
That's what I'm trying to
So
explain to you.
like,
That he's
yes, like
respecting Henry. He's saying like, if I don't come at it with a perfect tackling angle, Henry will shake me off and he will catch the ball and continue running. So his own take was, I'm just going to wrap him up expertly and take him down.
as I said,
That was
it
what he
was
did,
a
and
good
that's what he got
tackle,
done.
but I don't think that thing was special. Like I think you guys are
It
hyping
wasn't
that thing up
special.
more
It
than what
wasn't.
it was.
The specialty of it
I
was
don't
that he did
know.
it to Derrick
Fine,
Henry as a
fine.
cornerback.
Okay, okay.
He's like Derrick
No
Henry has like
problem,
at
no
least
problem.
100 pounds on him,
No
at
problem,
least.
no problem. That's fine.
I'm
That's
telling
fine.
you.
That's fine.
What does Henry weigh? Like what? 180, 175? I mean, sorry, 275.
It's fine now. It's fine. It's
Bro,
fine.
I'll bring
It's
up the
fine.
stats.
It's fine now. Can we move on? Can
We
we
can
move on?
move on, but I'll give you the
Oh,
information
anyway,
in the background.
the 49ers continue their bad run of form, losing 35-10 against the Buffalo Bills, who are now 10-2 and have successfully clinched the AFC East division. I think at the end of week 13, okay, yes, Monday Night Football tonight, but the Chiefs have clinched the playoff spot as well as the Buffalo Bills. The New England Patriots, the New York Giants, and the Las Vegas Raiders are officially out of playoff contention. So we know those who will get some of the highest draft picks in the 2025 draft. Moving on from the
Sorry,
NFL.
Cooper
No,
Jean is just
before
200
we move on.
pounds.
Okay, okay,
Henry
just
is like 250,
okay,
250, 250.
okay. So you see that it's not that, but it's fine. Uh, I'm pretty sure he benches more than that. I'm pretty sure he lifts more than that in the gym. So, I don't really see, I don't really see anything special in it, but I'm glad you've seen it too. I'm glad you've seen it too. Like, I'm glad. I'm glad. Before we move on from the NFL, I just want to show Josh Allen's passing and receiving touchdown, basically. Uh, We don't want more look.
So like you said,
Anyway,
that this is first time a quarterback has thrown a touchdown, run for a touchdown, and received a touchdown,
yeah, in the
right?
same game. Yeah. Um. So I guess we can move on to college football now. That Yimika has shaken off all the NFL cowboys. Or do you still have any thoughts you'd like to share with us?
Guinness is tasting
Uh,
nice.
nice, nice, nice. So week 14 of the NCAA college football D1, the final week of the regular season, essentially. Um, boys, number 11 Boise State beats Oregon State 34-18. Number 25 Colorado beats Oklahoma State 52-0. I think that's their first shutout in like God knows how many years. Essentially, the win
Relevant.
was rendered irrelevant
Relevant.
because
Yes.
Houston did not manage to get a win against BYU. So BYU make it to the
People are not doing you
Big 12
favors in this league.
championship game.
The dog eat dog.
But yeah, overall good season for Coach Prime and my Colorado Buffs. Um, 9-3
We'll see if they
season.
can do it again.
Oh, we'll hit the portal hard. Don't worry, we already secured some nice 3-star and above recruits.
We'll see what will happen again.
Don't worry, don't worry. Like we no go loud down, no go loud down. Like next year, we'll see. Next year is not that far away. Um, in a game that required 8 overtime, like Georgia finally were able to secure a 44-42 win against Georgia Tech. Yeah, I've never seen a game have that many overtimes in my life, and it was nice to actually watch that game. Like Georgia Tech just refused to lose, like they refused to lose, and yeah, Georgia showed great resolve, ultimately getting the win. Um, Unranked Michigan knocked off Ohio State, number two Ohio State, 13-10 at Ohio State. And yeah, after the game, tried to plant their flag in the middle of Ohio State's field. And yeah, there was a very big scuffle that ensued. Police were involved. Yeah, but it wasn't nice to see, but yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, I'm sure the clips are on YouTube. Number 8 Tennessee beats Vanderbilt 36-23. Number 4 Penn State beat Maryland 44-7. Number 6 Miami lost 38-42 at Syracuse, and yeah, essentially that result means they are going to drop several places and possibly out of playoff contention. Um, they have not played any ranked team this season and have lost 2 games against unranked opponents. And yeah, essentially, well, the CFP committee will decide tomorrow, which is Tuesday, but yeah, it's not looking good for Miami after that loss on the final day.
Fine.
Number one,
I went to
sorry?
Syracuse, so I said I
Yeah,
went to Syracuse, so
Yimika went to
definitely excited
Syracuse.
for my team to. I mean, again, I like Miami, Cam Ward, but I've always said that to me, they feel very shaky, not being able to make a deep run in playoffs. So
Bro,
it's nice for.
that defense just picks the worst day to show their true colors. Like it was just
Yeah,
allowed
with
42 against Syracuse.
I
Like,
think they played in
come on.
Syracuse too.
Yeah, they play in Syracuse.
Yeah, the dome is like a. It's like a yeah, it's a dome, but the setup is a little bit more like the energy and the crowd sometimes play a role into limiting what you can do. Like you can't hear yourself very well and things like that. So uh, Yeah, good to see Syracuse come up with a nice victory. They're not so solid as a football team, but always good to beat some ranked team here and there.
for sure. Yeah, so essentially that loss knocks Miami out of the ACC championship game, which will now be between SMU and Clemson. Number one, Oregon beat Washington
Dogs continue to crack
by
on.
21. Oregon is just man,
So just to give some context, the season is technically done in terms of all the pre-scheduled games. The next
yeah,
week is where you have like your conference finalist or championship game.
yeah,
So
conference championship games basically next week.
the college football is divided into different conferences, SEC being the top of the line, and then you have like the Big Ten, the Big 12, the ACC, and many other conferences. So all those conferences, the top two of them are meeting to play. And oftentimes the person who wins that is the person who goes into the playoff. So of the top five, so that's SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the ACC, and the Pac-12.
Mountain West
They, no, I think the Pac-12 is above the Mountain West.
this year, I don't think so. This year, that's
Okay.
why these guys left Pac-12 now. Pac-12 probably just has
Okay.
like two teams now.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Mountain West
Yeah.
now.
Oregon used to hold them up. Okay. So Mountain West, the all the winner of the conference will automatically get a playoff berth, and then the other unranked team or the other ranked teams will then fit into the remaining slots. So there are potentially 12 slots based on your rankings, and the rankings will change again after the conference final. So we can see situations where higher ranked conference finalists lose to ranked conference finalists. They might still be able to make it based on the other teams that are left in it. So there's a lot to be determined. I think Shay, you are going to show a visual
Yeah,
of what
next
current
week,
ranking is.
next week,
Oh,
when like all the like I wanted to wait till next week because like by next week, all the championship games will be done, right? So we'll know the exact spots because the top four highest ranked conference champions will get automatic spots in the semi-finals, right?
that's
Then
like a
sorry, in
buy.
the quarterfinals, yeah, they get a bye from the first round of the playoffs, and then the lowest ranked conference champion gets the number five seed, and then the rest of the seeds are determined by your rank, your CFP rank essentially. So by next week we'll be able to show like a proper graphic, like where you see the bracket, and like I'll explain how everything is essentially going to work. Um, let's just go through the rest of the results real quick. UNLV number 22 UNLV knocked off Nevada 38-14. Number 5 Notre Dame beat USC 49-35. Number 3 Texas beat A&M 17-7. And Alabama number 13 Alabama beats Auburn 28-14. Yeah, Jalen had a bone to pick with this ridiculous linebacker from Auburn that was chatting shit during the week. Yeah. It was nice to see.
Yeah.
Scored a touchdown on
Notre
him.
Dame is one of those teams where they are
They're
always
independent.
ranked so high. Yeah, because they get to almost pick who they are playing, but oftentimes they always just disappoint. They just always disappoint. So I know they'll probably make it to the playoffs, but I just see them as a very easy like
Oh,
team to play
they're
against.
definitely in. They're definitely in. Anyway, so the AP top 25, the Associated Press poll top 25 is out, and essentially this is how the teams are. This is how the rankings are looking. But
Like Georgia
as
at
I said,
five doesn't make sense.
the committee
It's
will
it's not
decide.
going to work out that way.
The committee will
Georgia at
decide.
five
Right?
after four times like eight OT with Georgia Tech that's unranked. Nah, they can't rise up after that. And they're not going to play in the SEC championship, right? It's
They
Texas and
are.
who else?
So Texas
Oh,
and
it's
Georgia
the,
are playing the SEC championship. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
not
maybe if they beat
surprised.
Texas, they might go up, but I don't see them being like if they beat Texas, then maybe they are worth a five slot.
The committee will probably switch Tennessee and Georgia, like, but probably because Georgia made it to the like championship game ahead of Tennessee, like, is why AP is ranking them this high, right? And I can understand Ohio State dropping because, like, obviously after that loss against
But
Michigan,
dropping below Penn
they have to
State,
drop.
didn't they beat Penn State?
Still, you know how this thing has been going. Like, I always said this, that Penn State shouldn't be that high, but
I mean, Penn State is playing Oregon for the
yes,
um,
Penn State is
Big
playing
Ten.
Oregon for Big Ten, so it's no surprise they are ranked above Ohio State, who lost.
Anyhow,
Um,
like you said, we'll get the final
the the
buzz
the
once.
true rankings will come out tomorrow, and that will be determined by the actual college football playoff committee. So, yeah, essentially, we'll wait till after the championship games this coming weekend and, yeah, bring you the final brackets and explain how everything's going to work in the next Red Flags episode. Yeah, so I guess this is a good place for us to move on to the NBA.
Yeah, we said we're gonna bring a little bit of updates from the what is now called the Emirates NBA Cup. I love how Emirates is just sponsoring everything and anything. But first, I just wanted to run through the structure of it. Typical bracket structure where we have the quarterfinals, four teams playing off against each other, or eight teams playing out four games, and then the semifinals, four teams playing two games, and then the finals, two teams playing a final game. Um, as of right now, from the East, which is the top side, Atlanta has secured their spot in one of the quarterfinals positions. I think they have a home game, so they'll play at home. The Magics and the Knicks are the next in the next so they have conferences within the whole cup, and that's how the winner of the conference gets an automatic berth into the quarterfinals. Between those two games, the Magic and Knicks, one of them will get a berth, and the same things with the Bucks and the Detroit.
Yeah.
The Celtics are there as a shout of potentially getting into um, the tiebreaker, where they'll basically play a game outside of this to get into the last slot. Um, then if we move on to the West, obviously a lot more competitive. The Rockets and the Warriors have secured their spot, but they are yet to secure a home seat, so they need to play their next game to secure that. Um, then we have the Spurs and the Suns playing against each other. The winner of that game is more likely going to get his playoff spot. OKC also has a game that they're playing, meaning that they can also secure a playoff spot. But on the bottom, we have again the wild card teams: Memphis, Nuggets, Mavericks, Portland, and the Clippers. Of all of them, the only team that's most viable is the Mavericks based on their scoring difference. So there are tiers to how they differentiate who ranks highest. So there's obviously number of wins, then we have head to head, then they have the number of points scored. So all these things factor that number of points factors into point difference and things like that. So that's basically how you can win up over somebody else. But similar to college basketball, a couple more games to finalize this. So next podcast we'll definitely have a bracket with all the teams who are playing who, and then we'll sort of give you our own pick of how we see the cup coming out. All those who are betters, feel free to take our tips or disregard them. uh, your own risk, your own money at risk. But yeah, we'll just give you some insights as to why we think those teams are more likely to win. And I think it's a little bit different from the typical. NBA playoff games where it's over 7 game series. These games are just winner takes all kind of situation. So it's a lot more competitive, and who are in form have a lot more to do with how they play within those championship games. So tournament games, in season tournaments or Emirates Cup, whichever one you like.
Yeah, I guess this is a good place to move on from the NBA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll give you more content
I don't want to
next
shed
week.
a lot
So
of tears about my goat and his Lakers and all they just be blowing hot and cold.
yeah, they were
Um,
also eliminated. So first team not able to defend their championship because they won it last season. So
yeah,
good.
I mean technically they are the only
Not
team
good
that has
for
never
you,
won.
but good for the competition. Good for the competition. Where you don't have, repeats, consistent people. It's
Yeah,
really a balance.
for sure. So I guess we'll move on to the Premier League now. Um, the games started on Friday. Brighton played out the 1-1 draw against Southampton. Brentford beat Leicester 4-1. Palace and Newcastle played out the 1-0 draw. Nottingham Forest beat Ipswich 1-0. Um, Wolves lost 4-2 against Bournemouth. Arsenal beat West Ham 5-2. Yimika, do you want to stop and talk about your guys? Anything, anything
Just
to share?
happy Odegaard is back. Team is definitely clicking. 4 goals to concede. I think one was free kick and the other one was like
Yeah, that
the,
Emerson free kick was mad. Can't even lie.
the other one was like a corner, right? Or no, it was anyhow
Wasn't it from open play? I thought it was from open play.
yeah, I think I'm mixing it up with the sporting game.
Oh, okay.
Um But anyhow, it was a poor goal to concede because it just sort of swung the momentum. But thankfully, Arsenal were able to. I think we were winning 4-0, then they scored 2 goals. Then we scored a penalty to sort of kill the game and just saw it off till the end of it. But uh,
Yeah.
I think one of the highlights of Arsenal going into this season was signing Calafiori and the impact that your Gabriel and Saliba had last season, being one of the best shutout defense. Timber coming back, Ben White still there. The assumption was that Arsenal was going to have like this very stout defense that was impenetrable. And funny enough, the team right underneath us, Chelsea, which have been more scoring goals, more entertainment type of football. When you look at the stat line comparing Arsenal and Chelsea, the same number of wins, losses, draws, goals for, goals against, goal difference. So those 2 goals that I'm seeing West Ham score for me, even though Arsenal won 5-2 comfortably, that is my own issue with our potential title contentionship. Like we were solid in defense, we were solid, but now we're a little bit more shaky and it doesn't fill me with confidence as well. I think teams like Chelsea and Liverpool play really well and not concede goals. Even you guys didn't concede goals.
And
I think we
anyway,
have a similar goal difference with you guys. Like,
nah. Yeah, you're kidding. You're kidding.
I
Like,
think
come
so,
on,
or at least goals
come
scored
on. Like,
against, goals
come
against.
on.
Sorry, goals against.
Okay, maybe,
I think,
maybe,
I think
maybe,
we have.
maybe.
So
Because
our
I think
defense
I
is
think
not as
Onana has
stout
the
as.
highest number of clean sheets this season. Actually.
Yeah, our game, our defense is not killing it like they were.
Anyway, um, I don't think you guys have much to worry about at this point. At this point, Well, yeah. Chelsea beats Aston Villa 3-0. Amorim and United beats Everton 4-0. And yeah, I'm not getting too excited because I feel like even if it was Ten Hag, would have beat Everton, or maybe not in the manner we did. It was nice to see like actual, Amorim patterns, in the way like they scored like some of the goals, maybe other than the first goal. Actually, I think other than the first goal. The first goal was like from a corner, like some training ground routine set piece type that Rashford scored. Yeah. Um Big ups Ahmad. Big ups Ahmad. Like Ahmad this season, like under Ten Hag, like he showed what he was made of, and like under Van Nistelrooy put him back in the team, and he balled out. New coach Amorim playing right wing back, still showing his quality. Like, is there anything that guy can do, like on that right hand side? Like, so yes, like I have to just acknowledge him. Yes. Still have issues with my 30 plus players like Casemiro, Ericsson, Johnny Evans. I don't think those people have a future under this coach. But you manage them for now, I guess. And we'll see against us now. Like we'll see. We'll see how far they've come. Like I know we haven't come that far, but we'll see how far they've come. I don't expect a win, but I'll at least like to see them try to play without reverting to their old habits. So yeah.
Yeah, should be good. See
Looking
how
forward to that
far
game.
we've progressed ourselves too. If this early slump is really truly behind us, or if we're still confused,
Fair enough. I don't think you have a lot to worry about. I don't think.
Bro, I think, and I'm not trying to say this to be disrespectful, but we have different measuring sticks, measuring yards at this point. I know you're unbiased and you use a clear lens to assess things, but again, I think we're shooting for two different things at this point in our times, our club's times.
Close the 9 point gap. It's not impossible. But I feel like you guys have to do that yourselves. Like moving on to the people that are 9 points ahead of Yimika's team. Liverpool beats Man City 2-0. People who should really be worrying, Manchester City fans. So
But it's fine for them.
City have now lost 6 of 7 games.
It's fine. It's fine for them to drop off, bro, because
They
again,
have
City
not
has
won
been
a game in 7 matches. 6 losses,
they,
one
they,
draw.
they've been piping above their actual quality for quite some time. So again, I wouldn't see it as a shocker. I would just see it as realizing how it really has always been, but Pep has been able to find a way to paint over the cracks. Your Grealish, I think 0 assists, 0 goals this season. Salvino, maybe 0 goals, but a couple of assists. Foden,
Has
like
Foden
everybody
scored
says,
this
like
season? I don't think
if
Foden has
if
scored this season.
if Foden had, and this is why I hate FIFA. FIFA, not FIFA, sorry, EA Sports. Foden is ranked 89 in the current FIFA 25. They
That's
ranked him
crazy.
higher than Saka based on the fact that he won. Was it PFA player? Was it player or young player? Which one did he win last season?
I think it was young player. No,
I
I
think
think
it
it
might
was
have been
player.
player.
I think it was
Yeah,
player.
I think it was player.
I think it was player. On behalf of EFC, I'd like to apologize to Yimika and all the
Thank you.
Arsenal fans out there that might
Boost
feel
this, boost the
disrespected.
store, boost. Please let's
We are
get Saka
sorry.
to 90.
We are
Get
sorry.
Saka
We
to
are sorry.
90. Get
Please
Saka to 90.
start the petition, I beg. I'll sign it. Start it. I'll
Bro,
sign it.
like if
Okay.
the next if
I'll
the
sign
next
it.
if the next EA
Okay.
actually doesn't have Saka's 90, I'm not buying it. I said it
Noted.
here.
Noted.
I
Noted.
said it here.
Noted. 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 Please,
All right.
for those out there, we support EAFC. We love this game. EA Sports. We love this game. right?
No,
Um,
no, no.
Impressive victory from Liverpool against Man City. Like, it's just the manner in which the game went. Like, I was, I, I was just so impressed. Like, I think this is like the first time that I watched, like I said, I watched Liverpool for 90 minutes, like this season. Like, I've seen some games, I've seen bits and pieces here and there. Like, they've been playing well, but like this is the first time I actually watched, like sat down to watch them. And yes, I was impressed. Pains me to say, but I hope my team can get to that level of, you know, just intensity and quality at the same time. Like, everybody just working as a unit, pressing when they need to press, knowing when to press, not just running around like headless chicken sometimes, leaving spaces for
Rashford.
opposition teams to exploit. No, I'm not calling out anybody in particular, please. Please don't put me in trouble with United fans. You,
I am
you,
calling
you,
them out for
you
you.
can't
That's
call some people out and get away with it. Like, there are people who
no,
literally have their own fan bases separate from Manchester United. Please, I don't
no.
want their smoke.
Even with
I
his two
don't
goals,
want their
please.
smoke, bro. Like,
A
okay, since
questionable
since,
guy.
since you mentioned Rashford, I'll just talk about Rashford. Like, and I will point to what the coach himself said. I didn't say it. The coach said it after the game. He said Rashford can do better. I've said before, like I said after the 30 goal season, right? In the group chat that I'm in, that Rashford could do better. People attacked me, said, what do I mean after 30 goals? We saw the results. Yes, Ten Hag was a bad coach, blah, blah, blah. But anybody who actually watches that guy and knows what he is capable of knows that he can do better. And I'm glad the coach said it. So if the coach is not getting carried away, who am I to get carried away? But Radford FC guys, please feel free to be as carried away as you like. But
Apparently, the pick his rise in form is attributed to this Love Island babe that he started to date.
good luck, good luck to him and his love interests.
He's a pie,
Spurs and
bro. So I
Fulham,
can understand.
Spurs
I
and
can
Fulham
understand why
played
the
out
guy
a
is
1-0 draw. Spurs and Fulham played out a 1-0 draw. Spurs being Spursy. Thank God they didn't win. My team is now on page one of the Premier League table. Thank God, even though we're in ninth. But yes, we continue to climb.
and this
Hopefully,
the guy
Arsenal
person
doesn't beat us
telling me
too
that
much.
I shouldn't be worried about what we're doing. Somebody that is just trying to be on page one. We're
Bro,
trying to be headliner
you shouldn't be too worried because you guys are trending in the right direction. You are getting your guys back and you are playing better.
and trend
You are
and let's
trending
make
in the
sure that
right
we
direction.
shut down all the mishaps that we used to do. Let's shut it down. Let us let everybody know that we're on it, and we're killers at this point in time. But
Not a problem.
we'll
Not a
continue to
problem.
look up what and all what.
13 games left. This next week is going to be quite interesting because there are midweek Premier League games and weekend Premier League games. So by the next episode, we'll probably have like two batches of results to go through show for Premier League alone. And yeah, I think this is a good place to wrap up the
Yep.
summary for the day. And yeah, just thank you guys for listening. And as always, 11 episodes. Thank you guys for watching, for listening, for sharing, likes, your comments. You know, like
Being on the journey with us. We're not experts at this, but we're trying to be better. So let us know what else we can bring to get you excited, get you more informed, educated about these sports and these teams. And yeah, we're looking forward to more, much more. So keep it up.
yeah, thanks guys, and have a great week.